What is going on, everyone? So in this class, what we're going to be going over is the 10x listing method revisited. List your books 10 times as fast and make more profits on the books that you list. A few years ago, I went to New England with my friend Andrew, and we sourced about $14,000 in books and profit over the course of 2 weeks. But one thing I hated when I was on that trip was having to lug my books up to the Airbnb, list the books with slow Wi-Fi. And so I dreamed about a method that would allow me to list the books, way faster. And I actually created something at the time, but I didn't have the software to really allow me to share this method with everyone in an efficient way. So now I do have the software and the technique and the method down, and it's what my team uses to list tens of thousands of books every year. And so that's what we're going to be going over in this video. And so if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them now, or if you're watching the recorded version of this, simply reach out to me and I can answer any questions you have. Okay, so by the end of this training, you'll be able to list 60 plus books per hour and make 20% more profit on the books you list by pricing smart initially. So there's 4 steps to using the 10x listing method. Number 1, you got to make sure you stack your books correctly. Number 2, scan the books and label the books, obviously. Number 3, price the books. This is going to help you make more profit. And we're going to be careful with this part because you don't want to waste too much time on this. Remember, the purpose of this is to list your books as quickly as possible. And then 4 is actually send your shipment to Amazon. So when I say 60 books per hour, what I mean is your books being scanned, packed in the box, and ready to go out the door, the box taped up. I'm not talking about just simply scanning 60 books. I'm talking about the box is packed, labeled, ready to go. So you're really listing like 100 books per hour if you're just talking about scanning. Okay, so make sure you understand that. So number 1, stack books. Now, this may seem very elementary, but this is very, very important. So use this simple yet effective strategy to enable you to list 60 plus books per hour. We're going to use a staggered barcode. Okay. So this is a staggered barcode method. If you look at the picture here, all we're doing is stacking the books on top of each other so we can see at least a sliver of the barcode. We don't need the whole barcode showing, but just a sliver. Okay, so look at how that is right there. That's how you're going to stack. Pro tip, separate your piles by condition. That way, when you go to list, you can easily, see, oh, this pile is acceptable, this pile is good, and we'll get into conditioning as well. For speed, me and my team, we only grade in 2 conditions with this method. So if you're going to do this method, only grade in 2 conditions. We do good and acceptable, and according to Amazon, books in good condition are not considered to be collectible grade. Okay, so this is actually talking about collectible. Basically, an acceptable book is a readable copy showing significant wear. So an acceptable book is a book that is just good enough for the customer to receive and not be upset. And a good condition book is anything that is not acceptable and not unsellable. So if you would not be upset getting the book, you can list it on Amazon. And so we list everything as good, unless it's kind of like, if it's got a lot of wear, we will list as acceptable. Maybe 5 to 10% of our books get listed as acceptable. And we usually make that decision on the fly. So never send in books that are water damaged, falling apart, counterfeit. And if you guys want to learn more about what counterfeit books look like, simply go to stopcounterfeitbooks.com and you can look through their training there. But you can send in the following. I get this question all the time. You can send in X library books, just list them as acceptable. Books without a dust cover. Again, I would probably list that as acceptable, even if it's a good condition book. Teacher edition books. Now, you can list teacher edition books, but only if the listing on Amazon says teacher's edition. So look at the screenshot below. You can see it says teacher's edition. That means you can list it. Don't list teacher's editions on student editions. You will get in trouble. So now what we're going to do is actually scan the books. So now that you've stacked the books with staggered barcodes, you can blaze through them. Okay, so here's the supplies you need in order to get started listing books. You need a scanner. I recommend a wired scanner. You need a dymo and labels for this method. You need a 12 by 16 by 12 box or a 12 by 12 by 12 box. You can get these from U-Haul or Home Depot for pretty cheap. I think U-Haul had cheaper prices back when I was traveling buying them, but my team usually buys from Home Depot because that's what's closest. You're also going to need a tape gun, labels, and a scale. If you look here, you can find all these on Amazon. We use the Wone Nice USB. This is anywhere from 18 to 24 bucks. Also, the dymo. There's two different types of dymos you can use. The more expensive one is the Label Writer 4XL. You can print shipping labels and FNSKU labels, but you could also use the Label Writer 450 if you wanted to. And the Label Writer 450 doesn't print shipping labels, but it does print FNSKUs. So if you guys do have a regular printer, you can just print your shipping labels with your regular printer. Okay, you're also going to want a tape gun. This is going to help you obviously tape the boxes. And if you get a bad tape gun, it can be a pain. This has been the best tape gun I've been able to find. Just make sure you adjust that little gray gear correctly, and you should be good to go. Also, these labels are something you can screw up on. I like to buy these labels. I'll include all these below the video later so you guys can get the exact metrics that you need or the exact supplies you need. But you don't want to screw up on labels, and these are the best that I've found. This is the best scale I've found. Trust me, guys, I've done a lot of research on all these tools. This is perfect. You can see the weight of the box as you're listing books, which is really helpful. Okay, so there's a bunch of listing softwares you can use to list your items, but Go2Lister is required if you want to list with this method because it's currently the only software that allows you to scan books as fast as we're going to. Okay, so here's how you can make your first shipment. You're simply going to go to create a batch in Go2Lister. Then you're going to enter the batch name. I like to enter the date. You can enter your address there. Choose smart pricing because it's going to allow you to make more profit, which I'll go over in a second. And then also put your name at the bottom or whoever's listing for you, put their name. Then you're going to select the condition. So N stands for new. VG stands for very good. G stands for good. So you can simply toggle between these and easily change your condition. And I put that right below the scan box for you guys so you can easily just change condition if you need to. You're also going to have to enter your buy cost. Okay, so enter $1, $2, $3, whatever your buy cost is on average. Write the condition for the book as well. And so this is a condition note. Okay, and we'll go over condition notes in a second. So here's the different types of condition notes you can use. And this is really what we use. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Ships directly from Amazon. That's all you need in a condition note. You don't need much. You could put this as an ex-library book. That's generally good to put because some people will be upset if they get an ex-library book. I would just list an ex-library book as acceptable. This is a signed copy. If it's a signed copy, I'll go ahead and put that. We don't really try to sell those on eBay, although that's probably the place to sell them. We just go ahead and sell as much as we can on Amazon. You can also do the disclaimer approach. A lot of booksellers do this. This book has serious shelfware and may contain writing and highlighting. There may be notes written inside as well. That's just like a disclaimer. If you get somebody really picky and you don't want returns, I see a lot of booksellers doing this, and we will do this for textbooks and other things and other books with a lot of writing. Any condition note you use will be saved in Go2Lister, so you can use it again and again. And most listing softwares do have condition notes that allow you to save. So if you do choose to use another listing software, feel free. But I'll show you exactly why it's awesome to use Go2Lister for this method. Okay, so make sure that your auto print is on. You have your name included. So auto print's going to allow you to print the label immediately. If you want to use 30 up labels from a regular printer, you can do that as well, but it will slow you down just a little bit. The software will also check for restrictions, but feel free, for whatever reason, if you want to list restricted products in your account, if you know that you have an invoice to get ungated, you can uncheck that and it'll let you list them in the batch. Okay, so next it's time to start scanning. Okay, so let's see if I can open this up real quick. Give me a second. I should have saved this. This is my first time doing this presentation, so bear with me. I'm going to show you 2 quick videos and then we'll rock and roll. Okay. And I'll have to share my screen. So if you guys have questions at all, go ahead and comment them. But really the benefit of using the software is it allows you to scan super fast, regardless of how slow Amazon is going. And I'll show you what I mean right here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you 2 different videos. This is video number 1. So let me share my screen. Okay. We're good to go. So if you look here, this is how you're actually going to scan the books. I know this is elementary for a lot of people, but super, super important. So of course, it's not going to load. All right, 1 second, guys. Apologies. Let me go back. Okay, so on the software side, this is what you're going to see. I'll have my video editor edit this out for future. Okay, so you're going to stack the books up and you're going to scan them with that wired scanner. And this is literally how fast it's going to allow you to go. You can see it's inputting the ISBN and you can scan as fast as you want. Now, Amazon may be taking their sweet time, but with our software, you can scan as fast as you want and let Amazon take their time on the back end. So you see how it's queuing everything in. You can scan, scan, scan. So this allows you to scan like 10 times as fast as other softwares out there because you can just input the numbers, hit go, input the numbers, hit go. You don't have to wait for the FNSKU to be generated. So this is really going to allow you to speed your listing process up. Okay, back to the presentation. And again, you're going to use this method by stacking the books up. So I recommend scanning 5 and then labeling 5. And make sure when you label your books that you cover up the barcode. There's an existing barcode on the book. Simply use the FNSKU to cover that barcode up. So number 3 is pricing your books for a profit. Okay, I made an extra $64.48 on this book. At the time I sold my book, the lowest price was $128. So how the heck did I sell mine for $64.48 more than the lowest offer? I sold it on Amazon Prime. So the Amazon Prime price was $193.46. So if somebody wanted 2-day shipping on the book, they had to pay $193.46. But if they wanted to wait 5+ days, they would pay $128. Because we ship our books to Amazon FBA with this method, our books automatically get the Prime check, which indicates 2-day shipping. Okay, so be sure to only price against Prime offers if you want to make more money. Go2Lister automatically competes with Prime offers for you, so we got you covered. However, Amazon wants to keep their Prime prices low to keep the customers happy. So sometimes they limit how many Prime offers we can see. They only give third-party softwares like us and others, like repricers, access to the lowest 20 prices. So if the Prime offers are above the lowest 20 offers, softwares are essentially blind. And most softwares end up pricing the items far too cheap. But even though we can't see the Prime offers, just like these other softwares can't, we notify you when we think that there are no Prime offers so you can manually price your books a little bit higher. We also do it automatically for you based on the data that we have. So does that make sense that if there are no Prime offers, and if you're the only Prime offer, that you have an opportunity to price your book a little bit higher or whatever item you're selling and still get the sale? And if you can sell your books for more, then you can make more profit, right? And if you can make more profit, then you can buy a cabin in the woods and travel the world or do whatever you want with your money. I'm getting a little carried away here. Let's keep going. Our software notifies you when you have an opportunity to price higher. Okay. So we literally tell you, hey, look, in purple text, we highlight it purple for you. We say there are 0 or few FBA offers on the listing. consider pricing higher. In addition, we automatically price 20% higher when there are no FBA offers. So if you're like me and you don't want to manually price your books, we're automatically going to tack on an additional 20%. So if there's no FBA competition, if our software thinks there's no FBA competition, rather, we're going to price it 20% higher and get you a little bit extra money. We also automatically price books higher when the books have low sales ranks. Okay, so check out these pricing triggers that we have built in. If anything's from 1 to 125,000, we try to go and get FBA offers for. So that means we're going to try to go after the fourth prime offer. If it's between 125,000 and 500,000, we're going to go after the third prime offer, so on and so forth. Once we get above 2 million, really above 1 million, we just match buy box. And unless between 1 million and 2 million, 900,000 and 2 million, what we will do is we still will price a little bit higher if there are no prime offers at all. Excuse me. Does that make sense that we can make more profit if we strategically price the fastest selling books just a tiny bit higher? Feel free to price your books any way you want. We personally let the software work its magic, me and my team do, and focus on listing books as fast as possible. So we're not stopping and manually pricing all these books, but it is a really cool feature. And especially if you're just starting out, it can be a great way to make a lot of extra money, because I guarantee you these big guys out there, the big booksellers, they're not doing this. And it's a big opportunity for the smaller guys to pay more attention to the details and make more money on the books that you paid money for and you worked hard to go out and get. So number 4 is finishing the batch on Seller Central. It's time to submit the batch and get your books shipped to Amazon. Okay, so click on Send Batch in the top right. Then click on Confirm Shipments, Accept Shipments. Go on to Seller Central and click on Settings. Look at Inventory, Shipments. And then after that, you're going to click on the batch. You should be able to find the exact batch name. Confirm shipment details, enter the weight of the box. Amazon's going to prompt you through all this, accept the shipping charges, and get your UPS label. Now, it's important when you get your labels, they're going to give you 2, and everyone gets confused, even the UPS guy. Okay? You're going to put both labels on the box. Make sure you don't put them in the middle of the box because they're going to cut it open. And if they cut it open, then Amazon might lose your stuff and you might lose all your books. And Amazon might say, we don't know what happened. Okay? It's because you put the label in the middle. Don't do that. Put one label on each side or put both labels on one side, as long as they're not covering up that line. And UPS is only going to use their UPS label. You can tell the UPS guy, hey, don't stress. There's another label on here. It's just for Amazon. So that other little small label is for Amazon. It's a manifest of your books, and that's for their tracking. So make sure both labels are on there. And pro tip, call UPS and schedule a free pickup. Simply give them the tracking number Amazon gave you on the UPS label, and you get a free pickup. A lot of people don't know this. Call UPS, say, hey, I have an Amazon package that's going out. Give them the tracking number, and they'll come to your house and pick it up for free. So now you know how to list 60 plus books per hour. I see Wendy has a question. You put the labels on the book. Do you ever list new books? Yes, I do list new books. And you want to put the labels on the book covering that barcode. Okay, so you guys can sign up for a 7-day free trial at Go2Lister.com today. And feel free to reach out to me anywhere. I'll be the most responsive at support@Go2Lister.com. You can also reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. But again, I'm going to be most responsive, and my customer service team will be sure that we get a response to you within 24 hours. Okay. So that is it. This does not replace Scout IQ. I see somebody asking. This is simply a listing software that allows you to make more money and list faster. And you can use this method for listing books with other softwares, but other softwares just aren't going to allow you to scan as fast as Go2Lister is. That's the whole reason why I created this software. I've been selling books for 5 years now, and I wanted something that allowed me to scan the books as fast as I wanted to, and also give me the freedom, to price the books a little bit higher if I wanted to. Okay. And it notifies you when there are no FBA offers, so you can make intelligent pricing decisions, and it automatically prices those books higher. Wendy's asking, how much a month is this after the free trial? This is $50 per month. This is $49.99, and we're pricing a little bit higher because we're helping you make money on all these books. Again, we automatically price your books higher if we know that they have good demand. If we know it's a fast-selling book, we're going to price it just a little bit higher. Just like Scout IQ will tell you, when you scan books with Scout IQ, it always assumes that you can sell it just for a little bit higher because prices of books are fluctuating all the time. And so instead of just settling for the buy box price, we're going to help you get a little bit more for your books. Okay. That's it, guys. Thanks for coming to this training, and this will be available for replay. Again, reach out to me at support@go2lister.com if you guys have questions. Peace.